Annie from Annie in Wonderland, How to Experience the NDIS. Bit of different content coming up to you guys today. We are doing a bit of what my blog focused on. So this is Cassandra Clare's latest book, Chain of Gold, Last Hours. In the Shadowhunters world, some of the quotes that I've found are absolutely brilliant that relate to, in a weird way, in my wandering world. This is about the Downworlders because, as I've talked in previous posts, this one is a prequel to the Mortal Instruments. So we find out Tessa and why the Herondales have very unusual powers. And guys, Shadowhunter's family tree, worse than the Handbergs. So the quote I'm looking at is, "The Downworlders weren't his business unless they were breaking the clave law, and he was tired despite his energy marks." So that's page 24, and that's the whole thing of people thinking that it's not their business to get involved. But as we've seen with disability advocacy, if you don't speak up, what is going to change? The other quote is Cordelia. So Cordelia is the main character in this book. I'll go and do a character analysis, but just wanted to do a quick overview today. So the clave, I'll start again. Lucy looked horrified, but Cordelia couldn't blame her. The Accords were a peace agreement between Shadowhunters and the Downworlders that helped maintain order. If they were broken, bloody chaos would ensue. So that's Better Angels, page 41. And then she goes on to say, "We thought my father was meant to be a witness, but he was arrested instead. They are blaming him for the exhibition having gone wrong. But it's not his fault. He couldn't have known." So that's the whole thing of fault, victim blaming, especially with disabilities, that there's some decisions that are being made by some support providers that are being made without consultation, and some of them affect the clients in an unpredictable way if they're not told in advance. Then the last one that I'll talk about, and then I'll see you guys in the next video, is, so this is still in the chapter Better Angels. Privately, Cordelia thought her mother wasn't wrong. Wasn't that what power was? The ability to risk angering people? What was the point of being a female console if you still had to fret about keeping people happy? So for those who, like myself, want to jump into the advocacy space, I'll end with this one, that do it. Don't be that people pleaser, particularly females with a disability, that there's a lot of research that we still people please. I know I did it for a lot of years and it affected my physical and mental health that I talked about in the previous video. And guys, the NDIS is the best thing since Medicare, and we are starting to lose Medicare. It's quite rare in a regional or remote area to find a bulk billing doctor or even a doctor. This is something that we need to be aware of, and NDIS is a great invention. So those quotes, bringing them back to disability, you can see about Cordelia being the main character, talking about disability. So this is set in an era in the 1900s in London. I've got a post up on the blog about what London was like. So you would have had those very much for women in society, and it seems to be the same in the Shadowhunter world, that women who were born into leading families would have what they call the social season, and they were expected to find a husband during that season. So Cordelia is essentially searching for a husband, or otherwise she faces being sent to be an Iron Sister. So bringing that back to disability, a lot of institutions are still around for disability. I know we've got a lot going to community-based care, but I'll talk about in the next video the institutions that exist in the real world that are funded and supported by the NDEIS, and the ones how they're similar to the ones in the Shadowhunter world. Okay, see you in the next video.